Okay.
When you've lived the struggle that other politicians just talk about, you know how much elections matter. When you can't afford your medication, you don't oppose universal health care. When you've struggled to pay your bills, you don't run as a pro-Trump Democrat. I'm the real Democrat running to take on Mitch McConnell because I know we won't win using the same losing playbook. The only way we win is by boldly standing together, black, brown, white, young and old, fighting for real change.
This is JB with The Push, exclusively on Wave FM Online. We are the new wave.
The Push, Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, exclusively on Wave FM Online.
Changing Image Barbershop, the best barbershop in Louisville. 2251 Heights Lane in the Bardstown Square Shopping Center. The best choice for your fresh fade and more. Every barber is a consummate professional with years of experience, so you know you'll leave looking good. Need your beard tightened up? Changing Image Barbershop can get it done the way you want. They also have that something special you won't find anywhere else. A great atmosphere for the entire family. No matter your style, come hang out a while at Changing Image Barbershop, 2251 Heights Lane in the Bardstown Square Shopping Center. 502-907-0010.
I'm Jasmine Presley with the Presley Post, exclusively at Wave FM Online. We are the new wave.
The Presley Post Live, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, exclusively on Wave FM Online.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Coming in.
And we're live.
What's up, people? Welcome to Wave FM Online. This is Real Talk with T. May. Welcome to Tuesday. Hope everyone is having a good Tuesday so far. So it's a day with a lot of things going on. It's a lot of things going on today. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it right now. I guess where we could start is today there was a rally on 6th and Jefferson, held by Black Lives Matter, concerning the ongoing Breonna Taylor investigation. So if we could go to a clip of that real quick, Omni. Let's go to a clip of that. Got a lot to talk about today, you all. A lot to talk about. Hope everybody's doing okay.
A new start for him. You know, he's got a long road to recovery and healing, and he's still going to need your support. We're still going to need your support. So we thank you. And the purpose.
How's everybody doing? What's up, Summer? How you doing? What's up, James? How you doing?
The mayor of City of Louisville, no.
I enjoyed seeing you today, Summer, down at the the protest on 6th and Jefferson. It's good to see you.
Why is this happening?
Okay, we're just gonna wait for this clip to play, and if the clip is playing, right? Okay, clip is playing. Thank you so much. So today, it's what now? Yeah, they can. Yeah, that's fine. That's okay. You could be my correspondent tonight, okay? So I don't feel so alone. Just everybody watching. You all will hear our production manager, Omni, throughout the course of this telecast today, okay? All right? So today, at the protest today, you know what was shocking to me is this, you all. And Omni, you could speak to this too as well, okay? I'm just gonna use you because you were there this afternoon as well. You know, anytime that I go to these protests and these gatherings, it really makes me wonder, how serious are we about the movement?
Speak on it. It's not right at all.
How serious are we really about the movement?
Thank you for
Omni, how many people do you think you saw down there at the protest today?
Because this is only the beginning. This is
You
only
say
the
about
beginning.
50?
We need to stick
I say
together
about
and get our
75
city
people.
back.
I say
We
about
have a
75.
right to
I'll give it
live while
75 for
black.
my people.
We have a right
Now,
to be successful
how
black
many people was
people.
looking at our live feed today?
So,
How many people do you think was looking at at our live
question.
feed? Actually looking at our
We
live
demand
feed?
answers, and we demand them now. That's right. Not 6 to 8 weeks till you complete a report. We don't care about reports. What's right?
Yeah. Well, the
We
live.
know what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah.
We teach our kids what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah.
You lead by example.
Okay.
Know what's
What I'm
going
saying
on
is
in your
that we
city.
need that to show up. Like, if we really want to get things done and we really want policy change, we need that many people to show up when it's time to protest and hit the streets, and when it's time to go and vote for new leaders in our community. Start with the mayor, police chief, our council people, our governor. We need that number to show up, because time and time again, you see the few always sacrificing for the many. You see it over and over again. Summer says I had 246 at one point on my live. Okay, yeah. Summer, how many people do you think you physically saw at the protest? Because Summer was there as well. How many people do you think you saw physically at the protest? And I'm gonna wait on your response, okay? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Because I'm trying to prove a point. And it's a point that I've known for a long time. And it's a point that's built into our culture. And we gotta stop it if we want to see real change. Summer, how many people did you see how many people do you think were at 6th and Jefferson today for the protest? Omni said about 50. I said 75. So I'm trying to see. Okay. So she said about maybe 75 to 80. That's what I said as well. About 75 to 80. So we didn't even have 100 people that came down to protest the killing of this young African American woman who was an essential worker during COVID, whose life was taken. We didn't even have 100 people that showed up. Now, we did have an activist out of New York. He's a rapper and activist called My Son the General. He did show up. So I was glad to see that. So we got other people being involved that's not from our city. But y'all, we need, if we want real change, we have to show up. We just can't be behind these computers protesting. That's not the way that this thing works. We need to show up. Because 75 to 80 people, that's not gonna get it. That's not a movement. That's not saying how much we love this young lady. That's not saying that we are celebrating that the charges against our hero, brother Kenneth Walker, that we are celebrating that those charges were dropped. That's not us celebrating that. That's not us coming out in full support. 80 people at the most, not even 100. We have to show up. It's not good enough. It is not good enough, you all. So that's the ugly. And I'm sorry I had to start with the ugly, Army. I'm sorry I had to start with the ugly. But too many times what I see is that people are angry, they are irate, they are upset, they've had enough, they are fed up. And I get it. You have every right to feel those emotions. But when it's time to show up, we need to show up. We need to show up, because we had the whole world watching this. Every media outlet that you can name was there. Wasn't they honest? Every media outlet was there. They need to see us in numbers. They need to see that we've had enough. Because just seeing 100 people,
we can say that the buck stopped
that
here
don't represent us in our
and
pain.
I'm encouraged today. because
Less than 100 people, that does not represent us in our pain.
that have never
It does
come
not.
together again to come together, who have oftentimes
So
fought
that's
for
the
same
other.
thing, but have not fought together.
We got to show up. We
But again,
have to
because
show
of-
up.
Because of this tragedy,
And this is a time where this is our moment.
the nation take notice.
For God's sake, the mayor of Louisville has talked to every national outlet that there is, from Al Sharpton to Roland Martin to MSNBC. He's been on every major platform. This is our moment. So while we're having our moment, we need to show in numbers that the city of Louisville cares, that we will show up for this injustice.
But now we're here,
While we got the national spotlight on
and we
us,
won't squander this opportunity.
less
We won't let
than 100 people showed up.
Forgotten, but we want justice, and that simply means
Less than 100 people showed up to protest the killing of our sister Breonna Taylor, whose life was taken senselessly. Less than 100 of us showed up. And I'm not even saying that I show up to everything, because I don't, but I do show up to most things. I do. But what's the difference between a moment and a movement? What's the difference between a moment and a movement? It's sacrifice. We have to sacrifice. Are you willing to get out and hit the streets? Are you willing to get out and sacrifice doing some things that you love? Are you willing to give it up? Are you willing to have people look at you and ridicule? Are you willing to take a beating? Are you willing to go to jail? Are you willing to lose your job? That's real sacrifice. Are we willing to do that? Because that's what our previous generation did before us. That's what they did before us. They sacrificed. They were willing to die. They were willing to lose their jobs. They were willing to walk to work. 50, 60, 70 miles to work every day to change the system. The difference between a moment and a movement is sacrifice. And today we did not have a movement. Y'all proved to me that we basically are having a moment. But we didn't have a movement. Not with 100 people. That's not a movement. Those streets should have been filled with people. Filled with people in protest.
May God's face be upon you and give you peace.
That's right. History is made today. Where were you when history was made? Where were you at? Because we are starting to rely too much on these devices to show up for us. We starting to depend on this thing called the social media, the internet. That does not take the place of us actually showing up in protest, in solidarity, with our hands in the air, saying we will not be forsaken. These things do not take the place of us physically being there. It does not. So, I mean, we got to do better. Am I proud of my city? I'm proud of my city. I am. I told y'all that the other day. I'm proud of my city. I'm proud of my city and all the things that we've accomplished over this last month. The way that we've responded to COVID. The way we responded to the Breonna Taylor death. The way we responded to get our brother Kenny Walker, first of all, to get him out of jail, then to get him to get the charges dropped, and now we're fighting to get these officers indicted. I'm proud of my people. We have been doing the right thing, but we can do more, and we have to do more. If we want to see real change, we have to do more. We got to show up. We have to show up. 80 or less people is not enough. That is not enough, you all. That is not enough. So I'm going to end my rant on that. Thank you all for listening. Thank y'all for tuning in. What's up, Charles Marshall? Okay, who organized it? Okay, shout out. Thank you for mentioning that, Charles. Who organized the protest? I didn't know about it. Maybe that played a role. You also have to consider the COVID fear. I get that. We all were masked up. We were social distancing to the best of our ability. I get it. But this is a movement. What did I say? What's the difference between a moment and a movement? It's sacrifice. It's sacrifice. Sacrifice means we got to get out the crib, even in a moment of crisis. We just have to do it. This is our moment. All eyes are on us right now. We have the national spotlight. That's the difference. Sacrifice. Again, I want to shout out Chanel Helm and Black Lives Matters. They are the ones that organized this event, and it was a wonderful event. Had many great speakers that spoke. I was encouraged. I was inspired. Sadiqa Reynolds was one of the persons that spoke, and she gave us some good information on who and what we need to do next. Great information given out. So it was a wonderful time for us to protest, for us to gather, for us to get even more information out. It was wonderful, but we need more, y'all. We need more y'all to show up. There's just no way around it. We need more people to show up. So that's the ugly. The good is that there was a protest. So again, shout out to Black Lives Matters, Chanel Helm. Shout out to Jacory Arthur, who is running for council person. Shout out to you. Wonderful speech that you gave. And he gave us a good text of the history of Black Louisville police officers in our city. A wonderful history lesson on it. One that we all need to know, because we need to know our history. We can't know where we're going unless we know where we come from. So it was a wonderful. Thank you, Jacory, for that history lesson. Thank you. But again, we need more. We need more people to show up. We need more people to show up. Okay, so Omni, while you're playing this clip, I also want to, because a lot of people said they didn't have the information. So let's get the information out. There is another rally happening on Saturday. I don't have that information in front of me. Do you have it, Omni, by any chance? Okay, but there is another rally. There is another rally on Saturday, I believe. Okay. And so I'm
still looking into that one because I don't know. I heard it mentioned at the rally.
Okay.
At the protest today.
Okay.
It's on Facebook. I'll put the link in the
Okay, so Summer, if you could provide us, Summer saying yes, it is something on Saturday. So if you could provide us that information, Summer, or share with us a flyer in the comments, because I want everybody to have the information they need so we can show up. Because a lot of that does rely on communication and us knowing when things are going on. Okay, thank you so much, Summer. Thank you so much. So we need to have that information so we can get it out and we can share it. Okay, and we'll do our best over here at Wave to share any information that we have about anything that's going on concerning this case and other things that are inherent to our community that would need to get out, because it's important to have you all show up and show out. It's important. We have to. Okay, so Omni, can we move on to the big news of the day? Yeah, unfortunately, we have to move on to more police brutality, people. I got the video. George Floyd, say his name. George Floyd, say his name. George Floyd, say his name. Do you have the video?
Yeah, it's on screen.
Let's show that video now.
That shit right now, bro. You could have fucking put him in the car by now, bro. He's not resisting arrest or nothing. You enjoying it. Look at you. Your body language explains it, you fucking bum.
Bro, get the fuck off of here.
It's the whites. They love
but,
them.
No, I already know that, bro. I trained with
the video playing.
dudes at the academy, bro. You know that's bogus right now, bro. You know it's bogus. You can't even look at me like a man because you a bum, bro. He's not even resisting arrest right now,
His
bro.
nose is bleeding.
You fucking stopping his breathing right now, bro. You think that's cool? You think that's cool
really
though,
not.
right? What's your oh man, what's your badge number, bro? You think that's cool right now, bro?
You'll call police on another police.
You think that's cool though, bro? You're a bum, bro. You're a bum for that. You're a bum for that, bro. You getting mad. You just sitting there stopping his breathing right now.
Look
The
at
dude
him.
about to go out right now, bro.
Look at
Bro.
him. Get off of him now.
You gonna choke him like that?
What the fuck? He got made. He got made.
And just let me know.
He cannot bring that one. Get over here. No, first of all.
Bro, look, well, you can check on him. He's not responsive right now. He's not responsive
Look at him.
right now. He's not responsive right now.
Okay, yeah.
He's not
Just let me know what it
responsive
sounds like.
right now. He's not responsive
Yeah.
right now, bro. No, bro, look at him. He's not responsive right now, bro.
Check for a pulse.
Bro, are you serious? You gonna just let him sit there with that on
Let
his
me
neck,
see a
bro?
pulse.
Is he breathing right?
Okay, so as you all saw, a Minneapolis police officer in plain day killed George Floyd, 40 years old, as he was being questioned about something that was not even a felony. So I'm gonna read the news story, okay? Now these 4 officers have been fired, okay? They have been fired. So the Minneapolis Police Department has fired 4 officers after footage emerged appearing to show one of them killing an unarmed black man on Monday. Let me note that the police chief in Minneapolis is a black man. Let me note that. Anyway, the gruesome video filmed in Minneapolis shows a white officer kneeling on George Floyd's neck for at least 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Floyd, 40, tells the officer, identified by the Minneapolis Star Tribune as Derek Chauvin, that he can't breathe and that he is about to die. This is like Eric Gardner 2020. We've seen this before, right? We've seen this. The officer remains on Floyd's neck even as bystanders shout that Floyd appears to have gone unconscious. Floyd died in a nearby hospital shortly after the incident, police said in a Tuesday morning statement. Minneapolis police characterized Floyd's death as a medical incident, but the FBI and the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension are investigating the officer for possible civil rights violations. Chauvin and 3 other officers associated with the incident were fired Tuesday afternoon. 4 responding MPD officers involved in the death of George Floyd have been terminated. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey tweeted, "This is the right call." But we need to see them charges too, though. We need to see some charges come down. Minneapolis police claimed the incident began when the department received a report about a forgery in progress on Monday night. Officers said they identified Floyd as the suspect and asked him to step out of his car. He complied but resisted officers, police claimed. Still, officers were able to get the suspect into handcuffs and noted he appeared to be suffering medical distress. Again, still officers were able to get the suspect into handcuffs and noted he appeared to be suffering medical distress. Officers called for an ambulance. He was transported to Henning County Medical Center by ambulance, where he died a short time later. Footage filmed by a bystander gives a more detailed picture of what happened between the handcuffing and the hospitalization. "Please, please, please, I can't breathe. Please, man," Floyd tells Chauvin, who is kneeling on his neck in the footage. Later in the clip, Floyd tells Chauvin, I'm about to die. Chauvin tells him to relax. I can't breathe, Floyd says. Please, the knee in my neck. I can't breathe, sir. The video does not show the beginning of the rest. When I walked up, he was already on the ground. Darnella Frazier, a bystander who filmed the incident, said in a Facebook video. The cops, their knees, they was pinning him down by his neck, and he was crying, saying he could not breathe. They wasn't trying to take him serious. Floyd's death has drawn comparison to that of Eric Gardner. I said that before. This is Eric Gardner 2020, y'all. The Staten Island man who was killed by a New York City police officer who suffocated him in a banned chokehold in 2014. Gardner repeatedly told his arresting officers that he could not breathe. Minnesota officials have condemned Floyd's death, calling for an investigation of the officers involved. Being black in America should not be a death sentence, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey said in a Tuesday press conference. For 5 minutes, we watched a white officer press his knee into a black man's neck. 5 minutes. When you hear someone calling for help, you're supposed to help. This officer failed in the most basic human sense. What happened on Chicago and 38th last night is awful. It was traumatic. It serves as a reminder of how far we have to go. Though the police claim Floyd died at the hospital, Frazier said he died on the ground. The police killed him right in front of everybody, she said, adding that 5-6 minutes after announcing he couldn't breathe, Floyd was still sitting there dead. Chauvin, who joined the force in 2001, has already been involved in at least 3 other violent incidents. In 2006, according to the database by Minneapolis Communities Against Police Brutality, Chauvin was involved in the fatal shooting of a man who stabbed 2 people before reportedly turning a gun on police. In 2008, he shot a man who allegedly reached for an officer's gun during a domestic violence call. The man survived the shot. And in 2011, he was one of 5 officers placed on a standard 3-day leave after a non-fatal shooting of a Native American man. The officers returned to work after the force determined that they had acted appropriately. Communities United Against Police Brutality also faulted Chauvin indirectly for the deaths of 3 people who were struck by a car that Chauvin and another officer were chasing in 2005. Minneapolis Office of Police Conduct Complaint Database shows 7 complaints against him, although all are listed as closed, non-public, and resulting in no discipline. Let's read that again. Minneapolis Office of Police Conduct Complaint Database shows 7 complaints against him, although all are listed as closed, non-public, and resulting in no discipline. The City Civilian Review Authority, which lists complaints prior to September 2012, reveals 5 more complaints which are also closed and resulted in no discipline. A prisoner at the Minnesota Correctional Facility sued Chauvin and 7 other officers for alleged violations of his federal constitutional rights in 2006. Although the case was dismissed, the contents of the complaint were not immediately available. It's so much to unpack. It's just, and I wanted to read this article so that we all can get a grasp of what type of people are wearing that badge.
I can tell you.
And how habitual they are in their behavior. I mean, this is habitual behavior. 7 times? 7, this cop should have had his badge taken years ago. But with no complaints filed, not any complaints filed, but with no disciplinary action, he was let out on the street to ultimately kill Mr. George Floyd. Say his name. Say his name. just a shame. Again, we have to go through this. So my prayers to the family, my prayers to the city of Minneapolis. But what we need to see a conviction for all these officers that are involved. We need to see a conviction. That's what we need to see. We need to see them charged and convicted. That's what we need to see, because they killed this man. And those other officers, they stood by and watched as this man, as he breathed his last breath. They stood by and watched and did nothing. And their duty is to protect and serve. That's their sole duty, is to protect and serve. I mean, I don't know what we can do. I don't know what we can do. I'm out of answers. I just don't know what we can do as Black Americans. And the thing about it is, we are seeing these type of things happen every day. Every day, because we have these body cams now. We have these cameras on our phones. So can you imagine how it was 50, 60 years ago? How many cases where Black people have been murdered by police that never saw the light of day because we didn't have these devices. We didn't have this technology. We didn't have these. Can you imagine how many more of these victims are literally crying from their grave because their story is untold? Their deaths are in vain. There was no camera around to get their death, their murder. I mean, I just don't. I don't know what more we can do. I don't. It's like it never ends. It never ends. It's a system that is doing exactly what it was designed to do, and that is to oppress people of color. And I will say, I personally do not believe in good cops until they prove otherwise. Until they prove otherwise, I don't believe in good cops. And that's why many of us, people of color, do not feel that there are good cops. Because it has not been proven otherwise to us. When you have 3 other officers that stand by and watch a Black man be murdered, and they do not do their duty to intervene. They had an oath. They took an oath to protect and serve that man. They took an oath to protect that man, Mr. Lloyd. But he suffered his death. He suffered his death under the very people who were put here to protect and serve him, who took an oath. And the shameful thing about this, it happens every day in America. Every day in America. This happens every day in America. We got to get it, y'all. We got to get out and vote. We got to vote those people in who will protect us. We got to vote those people in who will create policy that will protect us. We got to vote those people in who we feel comfortable can patrol our neighborhoods and our community. We have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do, because this cycle cannot continue. It cannot continue. It cannot. And it starts with us. Okay, Omni. Can we go to a break real quick? Let's play some commercials, pay some bills, and when we come back, I'll read some of your comments, and then we got to talk about some things, y'all. We got to talk about this thing that happened on 18th and Broadway. We got to have, as a community, we got to have some accountability, because we dropped the ball. And when I say we, I mean the community. We dropped the ball. We got to talk about this. This incident that happened on 28th and Broadway at Kroger's. We got to have a talk. We got to have a serious talk about this. Let's pay some bills. Let's go to commercial. When we come back, we going to talk. Real Talk with T-Made, Wave FM. We'll be right back.
When you've lived the struggle that other politicians just talk about, you know how much elections matter. When you can't afford your medication, you don't oppose universal health care. When you've struggled to pay your bills, you don't run as a pro-Trump Democrat. I'm the real Democrat running to take on Mitch McConnell because I know we won't win using the same losing playbook. The only way we win is by boldly standing together, black, brown, white, young, and old, fighting for real change.
This is JB with The Push, exclusively on Wave FM Online. We are the new wave.
The Push, Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, exclusively on Wave FM Online.
Changing Image Barbershop, the best barbershop in Louisville. 2251 Heights Lane in the Bardstown Square Shopping Center. The best choice for your fresh fade and more. Every barber is a consummate professional with years of experience, so you know you'll leave looking good. Need your beard tightened up? Changing Image Barbershop can get it done the way you want. They also have that something special you won't find anywhere else. A great atmosphere for the entire family. No matter your style, come hang out a while at Changing Image Barbershop, 2251 Heights Lane in the Bardstown Square Shopping Center. 502-907-0010.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Wave FM. This is Real Talk with T-Made. I am T-Made. How are you all doing? Hope you all are having a wonderful Tuesday. Hope everybody's being productive. Also, I hope everybody had a safe holiday. But let's be clear, okay? Let's be clear, you all. Even though everything is opening back up, quarantine is not yet over, all right? It's not yet over. So everybody, please be safe. When you go out, please mask up. Please wear your gloves, protect yourself, have your hand sanitizer ready. This thing is not over, okay? It's not over. I know it feels like we're getting back to normalcy. I know it does, but this thing is not over. COVID is not over, okay? It's not over. So I need everybody's awareness to continue to come back up. We are not in a space to where we can get comfortable. Now, our numbers, we are doing very well in Kentucky, but I think today we have 60 new cases. Am I correct, Omni?
66, I believe.
We had 66 new cases in Kentucky, you all. So we are not over the hump, okay? People are still coming down with this virus. So we do not get comfortable, do not get complacent. Do everything that you need to do to protect yourself and your family and others, okay? It's not just about you and yours. It's about others as well, all right? Because I know on 18th and Greenwood the other night, y'all showed out. Y'all showed out on 18th and Greenwood the other night. Y'all showed out, y'all. So let's be responsible. Let's do the right thing, and let's really have some care for our community, all right? Let's do that. Okay, so let me give some shout outs. Let me get some shout outs real quick. Want to thank, what's up, Dana? How you doing? Dana White, Latasha, I see you. Kyrie, what up, bro? What's up, Lynn? Thank you for watching. Also, I want to thank Kanisha. Thank you for sharing it. Robin, what's going on? Roderick, how you doing, Roderick? Let me see what else we got. Charmaine Cuff, what's going on? What's going on, Charmaine? James Watts, I see you. Michelle Tyler, hello. Damon, what's going on? Antoine, I see you. Rome Kimbrough, how you doing, bro? We got to catch up, too. Angela, what's going on? Cindy Akua, what's going on? Leonard Gwynn, thank you all for watching us. Purvis, how are you doing? Candace, hello. Thank you all for watching and tuning in. Also, this just in, okay? Tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning, okay? Tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning, 8:30 a.m., okay? 8:30 a.m. in the morning, tomorrow morning, Wednesday, we will be having a special town hall discussion with Louisville's Mayor Greg Fisher. We will have a couple community activists. We will have some journalists and some more people in the community who will be having a town hall meeting that will be moderated by myself, and it will be exclusively on the Wave FM online page. Okay, so we want you all to tune in tomorrow. We want you all to be involved in this community discussion. This is something that we've asked the mayor to do. We asked the mayor if he would speak to several of persons of color in our community about the Breonna Taylor incident. He has agreed to do this tomorrow from 8:30 to 9:30 in the morning. So we need you all to tune in. We all need you to be engaged. We need you all to be informed. But most of all, we need you all to show up, okay? Because when we have the mayor on this platform, we need to make sure that we're getting informed with all the information, correct information. Because a lot of times what we get is misinformation. And when we get misinformation, it's toxic to us getting to what is the truth. Because when you get to the truth, that's how you can change policy, okay? That's how you can change policy and you can fix things that are broken and systems that are broken. So it's important that you all tune in. Again, we'll have a flyer ready later on this evening, I believe. But tomorrow at 8:30 from 9:30, we will be having a virtual town hall discussion with Mayor Fisher about the Breonna Taylor incident. We'll be talking to Greg, okay? So please tune in tomorrow. I know it's early, 8:30 in the morning, but this is important enough for you to get up and to be involved and to be active about what's going on surrounding this case, all right? So make sure y'all show up for that, okay? So, Omni, do we have the video ready of the Kroger shooting? And I think what I'm going to do for this segment, if you don't mind, so that I'm in real time with everyone else, I'm going to actually pull up, give me a moment, okay? Because I'm going to actually pull up my Facebook feed so that I'm in real time with you all and I'm not behind, okay? Because I kind of, well, on my screen it's a little slower, but if I go for my laptop, it'll be where you all at. So I want to be as accurate to the video as I can be with you all because I kind of want to go step by step with this video. It's very important because we as a community failed. We failed as a community. We failed. So let me pull this up real quick. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me see. Okay. Y'all be patient with me, all right? Let me get this together. All right. Let me see. Here we are. Okay. So if you don't mind, you can start the video and I'll tell you when to stop it, okay?
You a bitch, nigga. You're a bitch with a whole gun in your pocket. You're a bitch with a whole gun in your pocket. You're a bitch with a whole gun in your pocket. You're a bitch with a whole gun in your pocket. I will sweep you and take your gun. Nigga, do it like that.
Oh! Oh shit! He's dead.
Okay, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, so let me lay out what's going on right here. Did you stop the video? Okay, I'm sorry because I see it still going on. It got up to the point to where the young man was unfortunately killed. I didn't want to go that far. Yeah, I don't want to go there. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's bring everybody up to date. Okay. So, according to Metro Save, calls came into police around 3:27 p.m. on reports of a shooting at the intersection of South 28th Street and West Broadway. This is for those who don't know about this case, because I don't know. I don't know if everybody knows what's going on with it. This is, to me, there has not been enough attention brought to what happened. But this happened at the parking lot on 28th and Broadway. And this was Sunday afternoon at about 3:27 p.m. And the man who was identified as the victim, I'll say, his name is Deshaun Tober. And it says that 37-year-old Deshaun Tober died due to injuries sustained from a gunshot wound, according to the deputy coroner, when he came face to face with the gunman in the parking lot of Kroger's on 28th and Broadway. They were having a dispute. So what this footage shows that Omni just played, it shows that confrontation. And what I'm trying to show is the fact of how, in my opinion, the community failed these two young men. Now, the man who actually is responsible for the shooting, with all the videos and with all the cameras being out and the cell phones, with all that footage, he has still not been identified or arrested. So I want to bring that up. The person who was responsible for shooting this young man, they don't know who he is, and he has not been arrested or identified. Okay, that's with all the cameras being out. So that's mind blowing to me. That is mind blowing to me. But what this video shows, and I'm frustrated by this video. And I mean, you can kind of keep playing the video as I talk, if you don't mind. Yeah, you can keep playing it as I'm talking. All right. But what it shows, it just shows how we as a community failed both of these young men. Because as you see in the video, there were multiple times where someone could have intervened and stopped what was going on. This murder did not have to happen. It could have been stopped on too many occasions. On too many occasions, somebody could have intervened. The same energy that those persons who are around at the time of this illness, he has turned himself in. Okay, wonderful. I'm glad. Thank you for giving me that update. Thank you for giving me that update, Latasha. Thank you so much. I am so glad that he turned himself in. Okay, good. I'm glad he turned himself in. But this young man who turned himself in, his life is ruined for forever. And this young man that died, his life is ruined for forever. Because as a community, we didn't step in. Nobody stepped in. The same energy, as I was saying, the same energy that was used to pull out that phone, to press the record button, and to aim it at the incident, that same energy could have been used to diffuse whatever was going on at that time. We have built a culture of people who would rather give Facebook glory than to stop a life from being taken. Because this did not have to happen. This did not have to happen. And then the person who recorded this video, as you all see, the first thing that he does once the shooting takes place, he hops in his car and he's gone. He's gone. I mean, y'all, this is us, y'all. This didn't have to happen. This is us. This is a reflection of who we have become. That all we care about is this. That's all we care about. We want to be CNN. We want to be breaking news. We want the likes. We want the shares. We want to be responsible for getting the information out. We want to be the ones to give the 411. We let these young men down. We let them down. And I'm outraged when I look at this video and I see these young men arguing, and I see the multiple opportunities for many people to step in and come between these two young men and end this incident. This did not have to happen. Our community, that community, whatever you want to call it, the community failed these two young men. This did not have to happen. It did not have to happen. Prayers up for the families of both of these young men whose lives have been destroyed. We have to do better, y'all. We got to do better. This is senseless. All it would have taken is just someone to grab this young man and keep him from going over to the person who had the gun. Because the person who had the gun, he announced that he had a gun. He announced it. He let everybody around know that he had a gun. There was no reason to let this young man walk over to his death. There was no reason. There's no way, if you were there at this time, there's no way you can justify allowing this young man to walk over to his death. Somebodies could have intervened. This did not have to happen. And this whole cycle around anger and rage, we have to get a hold of it, you all. But we have to be responsible for our community. When we talk about how the police are in our communities and they're doing whatever they want to do, well, is this the way that we're going to protect and serve our communities? Because that's what we talk about all the time. We talk about we need to be policing our own communities. That's what we say. This is not a good example of that. This is not a good example of us policing our own communities. I'm sorry, it's not. This is a failure for us to be responsible for what's going on in our community. That's what this is. This is on us, y'all. I'm sorry. This right here, this is on us. This is on us. And it's sad. It's sad to know that we have created a culture of people who do not care enough about human life, but they value what's called stunting. You'd rather stunt with your camera phone and be CNN instead of saving a young man from walking over to his own death. It did not have to happen. It's on us. How are we going to police our own community? How? How are we going to police our own community when we allow something like this, something as senseless as this to happen? There's no excuse for this. There's no excuse. The number of people that were standing around while this unfolded. And for every person that held a phone up while this young man lost his life, for every person that stood around with their phone while this young man walked over to his death and lost his life, you, sir, you, ma'am, you, community person, you have blood on your hands. It's that simple. You have blood on your hands. Again, this did not have to happen. This did not have to happen. How many times have we seen an incident like this about to unfold? This happens every day. This happens almost every day in America, where somebody's life is being threatened and people, good people, intervene so that a life is not lost, so that someone is not hurt. It happens every day in America. You have people that intervene. It happens every day. So I know that we have it in us, but we let those people who stood around and videotaped this thing, they let the community down. They let us down. They failed these young men. They failed them. We have to do better. We have to do better. I'm glad that the young man turned himself in. Thank you, Latasha, for giving me that information. I'm looking at this article right now that was just updated today. That was just updated today. And it does not say that the young man turned himself in, but thank you for providing me with that information that he did turn himself in. I'm so glad that he turned himself in. But we gotta do better, y'all. We have to do better. This is not us. When I watch this video, this does not represent who we are as people. This is not the greatness of who we are. This is not black excellence. This is not a compassionate, forgiving people whom we are. We are the most forgiving, compassionate people on the planet Earth. This is not an example of that. So we failed these two young men again, and we have to do better. We have to do better, y'all. We have to do better. I mean, you can stop showing that video, okay? Thank you. I'm just frustrated because these young lives, these young lives did not have to be lost. It didn't have to be lost. It's on us. Omni, it's on us.
Facts.
It's on us. And we say every day we say that we want to police our own communities, as we should. We should be policing and protecting our own communities. We should. But this is a terrible example of it. Terrible example. This is a terrible, the community, the people who are around, they let us down. They let us down. And now there are two lives that are lost because of anger and rage, and because people did not step up and do the right thing. They were too consumed with this. Too consumed. And I'm just outraged because of it. I'm outraged because we have a generation of people that care more about likes and views than actual human life. How did we get here, y'all? How did we get here? How? Both lives are over. Thank you, Percy. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, Charmaine. Thank you. Thank you, Cindy. Everybody that's commenting, thank you. But those two lives are over. Gone. They can't go back. And it's on us, y'all. It's on us. It is on us. Okay, so again, before we leave, I want to thank everybody for watching us, Wave FM. Thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank my Wave family, Wave FM family. Thank you all so much. Just everything that we're doing, how we're trying to bring our culture to you all, give you all news and information. Please keep supporting us, y'all. It's very important. Black-owned media is very, very important. So please keep supporting us, okay? But I want you all, please, 8:30 a.m. tomorrow, okay? We will be having a town hall meeting with Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher concerning the Breonna Taylor incident. We will be having a town hall meeting with several guest panelists. I will be the moderator, and you can only catch it exclusively on Wave FM Online, okay? So go to our page, like our page. I want to thank everybody for getting us to 2,000 likes as of today. Thank you so much. Hand clap. That's support. That's support for Black-owned media. Thank you all. Thank you all. That's support, and we need that support. So tomorrow, 8:30 a.m., please tune in. We will again be talking to Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher in the form of a town hall meeting with several people in our community, and we will ask Mayor Greg Fisher questions concerning the the Breonna Taylor incident, okay? So I hope you all join us then. Let's keep being informed, you all. Let's keep being informed. Let's keep the awareness. And y'all, please, we got to show up, okay? When we have these events and when these protests happen, we got to show up. We can't just be behind these keyboards, all right? We can't do that. That's not a movement. And we're not looking for a moment. We're looking for a movement. And the only way we can have a movement is to sacrifice. We have to sacrifice if we want real change, all right? It's Real Talk with T-Made, Wave FM Online. We are out. We will see y'all in the morning, 8:30 a.m. with Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher for our town hall discussion. I will see you all later. Real Talk with T-Made. We out. Wave FM Online. Talk to y'all later.
So as long
When you've lived the struggle that other politicians just talk about, you know how much elections matter. When you can't afford your medication, you don't oppose universal health care. When you've struggled to pay your bills, you don't run as a pro-Trump Democrat. I'm the real Democrat running to take on Mitch McConnell because I know we won't win using the same losing playbook. The only way we win is by boldly standing together, black, brown, white, young, and old, fighting for real change.